DCA adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Yo, Crypto Nation, what's going on? It is another FA Friday, guys, with your favorite people here. We got Chris, we got Crypto Mikkel, and myself, Nemesis. What's up, everybody? Yo, we got Wheeling Crypto coming in first. Damn. What's up, my friend? What's going on out there? As you guys are sliding on in, don't forget to smash that lizardy like button. Subscribe if you're new here. Hit the bell notification for you OGs. Make sure YouTube didn't turn off the notifications if you suddenly stopped getting them. Yo.
Seriously.
I mean, they have changed their terms of service as of lately.
I'm going to go ahead and post in general. Hey, we're live!
and it's so bad that even if you post something that you find in like a medical journal, if it does not agree with the World Health Organization, that video won't be taken down, but the YouTube algorithm will no longer make it visible unless somebody looks for it specifically. I was like, wow.
It won't be a suggested video of any sort.
No, the algorithm will bury it.
Yo, Mexican Charlie Lee is here.
Holy cow! An OG come gracing his presence to us.
Woo!
Oh,
smash that like button. It's time to have this party started.
Right? Damn.
Hey, bro, it's good to see you, man.
Right. Good to see you. Glad to see that you are doing well, my friend. What up, nerd? We got nerd in the house. Yo. Man, today's like a good day for all the OGs to come out of the woodworks, man.
I know.
Is this like the call of bear season? I mean,
must be a good day.
Or is this gonna happen to be a bull run? You know, is the OGs kind of getting together because they're like, hey guys, it's gonna get worse, dude. It's gonna get a lot worse. We have not either that. They're all of a sudden they're all coming out and they're like, hold on, guys.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the amount of like giveaways has increased like tenfold here recently. Like
giveaways where?
All
everywhere?
Over Twitter.
Okay.
Everywhere.
I mean,
like
it does make sense.
Hardware, crypto, they're coming in full force, which
in preparation for the bull run, get the hype going. That way when the bull run comes, it's like, hey, look at all this.
pretty flippin' bullish. Thanks.
They're out here calling dibs on the cheap FTX dump incoming.
Right. I was about to bring that up. I mean, you thinking, bull? You know, it's like I think this could be a bear run right here coming up. I mean, FTX got approved for selling off 3.4 billion. Yes, that is billion with a B, guys.
Billion with
worth
a B.
of crypto. 1.1 billion in Solana alone.
Somebody somewhere's making
560 million in Bitcoin, 192 million in ETH, 137 million in APT, 119 million in XRP. Buy XRP price. You saw 50 cents. Get it while it lasts. And 46 million in STG. So dump coming, guys. They have to make their holders whole.
Game.
I keep laughing at the fact that I'm seeing headlines like Ripple or XRP's going after like the SEC for everything they've been putting
They're
them
trying
through.
to lock horns with the devil. And they're going to find out that the devil's got the tricks and you're trying to play in his playground. And it doesn't usually work very well of people who try to poke the bear.
Okay. Well,
This is
well,
harassment. We're
well,
suing
nice.
you.
Oh no. You see, this is the way the SEC operates, and Gary
Just be
Gangsler
gentle.
Gary Gangsler is already sit there and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on a warpath on here. This is all a Wild West. It all is reminiscences of 1920s of just a free for all, and it's the reason why there was so much corruption and scams in this market space. There's too much for his liking." I mean, think about it. He does make a valid point on that last bit of, he sees the scams in the market and it's far too much for it shows how it's the lack of regulation in the market.
Well, I mean, look at.
You fucking agree with him.
Remember pagers?
I'm sorry.
I know you remember pagers, Brian.
Oh yeah, I
Everybody
used them.
thought you
I
were a
used
drug
them.
Dealer. Everybody thought you were a drug dealer because pagers were used by drug dealers back in the day,
So was the internet.
and cell phones. And by the way, the first V8 engines, who used them first? Moonshiners, because they could outrun the police. Technology is always going to be used by people that need to stay ahead of the popo.
Or just people
But
who
it
need to
shows
have the best of
Proof
the best.
concept,
Yes.
proof of case.
But
And then
with the
mass adoption
amount of scams that are
happens.
out there, it shows the lack of maturity in the market. And that's the part that because like early in the stock market era, and that's why Gary Gangsler references the 1920s, is that there was so little regulation, and it was the Wild West. I mean, 1920s stock market was still young.
Mhm.
And he sees a lot of the same corruption in the stock market during those eras and before, compared to what crypto's doing in the tech market.
So people will learn.
And that, yes and no.
It's gonna hurt. It's
Yes
going
and no.
to hurt.
It took, in order to stabilize the stock market out of that, it took the heavy hand of regulation in order to force the market to be honest. And you're taking an old tradition of a stock market regulator, and he's looking at the same issues that faced the stock market and going, well, I kind of know how to fix this. People aren't going to like me if I do this.
And while that is true, like why? But if that's the case, it's like, look, this is what works for stocks, and it prevents all sorts of issues. These are the rules that we apply there. Let's apply all those rules here in this brand new market.
That's what he's trying to do.
Start implementing them. But here's the problem: when you have lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, SEC, Ripple, it was like, get all your shit together, have one lawsuit, and get it the fuck over with.
I'm want
tired
to know.
of hearing this shit.
So what ends? What? Okay.
I'm just complaining.
No, what people don't understand with that whole lawsuit, and it's kind of funny. Like I know enough about this subject to be dangerous, I guess. So don't take this as gospel, but I know enough about it to kind of give people the general gist of what's going on. So basically, the SEC goes to the court and goes, "Hey, look, I can prove discovery." And so they show out the evidence, and they get the initial ball rolling with the court case, right? And in that time allotted, they've got to prove their case. So, due process. Because you have the right to a quick and speedy trial, the SEC doesn't always come in on time. They're a government entity, so they're kind of slow. So, in order for them to get a second case going for the same thing, they have to prove discovery again and have new evidence to present. And they have to make this case before a judge will grant them. So each time you hear them coming back at it, it's showing that the SEC found more evidence to go against them. And it's just that the SEC, like anything in anything with big government, it is slow as molasses. So it's just you have XRP complaining because a lot of these people have never dealt with this side of things. These are a lot of your investors, and investors don't ever see the SEC coming down because their product is questionable. That's the only thing that they're going after, is that their product is questionable.
Well, technically, you could say anything is questionable, but
no.
Goblin Dude said in the chat, speaking of Ripple,
Questionable.
Swan Bitcoin is in some funny waters.
Yes, because
What'd they do?
so it's not anything that Swan Bitcoin did. This is the funny part. So it's what XRP did. It's why XRP's plastered in the news right now. A lot of people don't even realize this. So XRP bought this like investment firm or something like that, and it just so happens to basically be Swan Bitcoin's bank. It's like some trust, like banking trust or something like that, or finance trust. And if people know exactly which one it is in the audience, like I don't know off the top of my head.
Post it in the live chat if you know.
But it basically means that XRP now has control, or not really control, but they have financial decisions of if they're going to continue to do business with Swan Bitcoin. Swan Bitcoin's now under holdings of an entity owned by XRP.
Goblin Dude says, I think it's Prime Trust or Foundation, not 100%.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it's like, so now basically it's not that XRP or the trust company owns Swan Bitcoin. It's just that they're the financial behind them.
So if they're the financial behind them, does that mean that it's time to have the long-term HODL for Swan Bitcoin engaged?
It just kind of depends on what kind of a contract that they have with the trust and how much this is going to affect them long term. It's like because like they're going to be under contract, so they're going to be under protection to a bigger point. So, but if they need future finances, are they going to be looking elsewhere now?
That's a good question.
So,
Mikkel, where did you get that amazing looking shirt that you're wearing? Oh my gosh.
You like it?
Yeah. Loving that conceal network right there.
Cool. So, of course, you can get it on the one and only DogeLordCoffee.com.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That's right.
For anybody thinking that it's a shameless shill, not
It
real
is.
shameless. Haven't been shilling much at all. Think about it.
But it was a shame show.
This one was.
There
Yes.
was
to try
no
to make up
shame
for
in
the
my
fact
game.
that I haven't been shilling at all.
Sure.
But yeah.
I think I
one of
have
the reasons I
I
bring
think
it
I
up-
have a fresh, clean shirt that I'll be wearing tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna wear a dirty shirt?
No, I just got it
Okay.
in, and I have to wash the starchies off of it. Otherwise, I get the itchies.
Wash the starchies and the smell of the painties.
Yeah. And then it should be sitting in my clean pile right now.
But yeah, one of the reasons why I brought that up since I saw your shirt was because the limited edition collections will be coming down shortly. I was planning on taking them down today, but I didn't. I've been so busy with what I'm trying to do with my job that I totally didn't make any announcement anywhere. So, I'm looking at like a next week or two, taking stuff off of DogeLord Coffee. So if anybody's needing a coffee subscription, that's the only way you're going to still get stuff from DogeLord Coffee.
Do you have the Eat, Sleep, and Mine shirt?
I still have the original stuff. I can make another one for you.
Yeah. I probably can use that. I wear the shit out of that. I'm just saying. It's a conversational fucking piece at this point. People are like, what's all this all about? I'm like, you're gonna get memory hold real quick here, dude. You're gonna get sucked right on in here. Sorry, not sorry. Let me talk about all the joys of mining. Have you found the joy of mining? Making money while you sleep? Not gonna get rich. Sorry. But can pay for future upgrades.
All right,
Don't delay mine today.
Goblin Dude says, I would say that Nem is almost due for a new Bitcoin hat.
I know. I
But
have been
just like
looking
one you're currently
for
wearing.
one to retire this. I got this when me and Mikkel
rocking
went
that
down
one
to
for a long
Texas.
time.
When we went to Texas together, so when I got this, is that Bitcoin Ben's big Texas meetup thing before that when he was still normal.
Yeah, that
Before you got
thing
weird.
looks like it hasn't been washed in probably,
I washed
7 years.
it. No, I washed it. It's just it used
So
to be
it's
black.
not just the sun.
This used to be black. Yeah. It's been washed and stuff. I hand wash it because like I try not to get the bill of the hat destroyed by putting it through the washing machine. It's only cardboard underneath here, so you hand wash it, air dry it, and the hat will be happy. But you can only do that so many times before you wash the bloody color out of it and stuff.
Yeah. That is true.
No. But Goblin makes a good point. I have been on the hunt for a replacement Bitcoin hat. I haven't found one
does
that
it need the flames just like that?
No, but it's got to be it has to have my calling, and I haven't found it. What up, Flying Brian? What up? Yeah, I wish I could like think of like what I'd be looking for in a replacement Bitcoin hat. I mean, when I saw this one, I was like, oh, it was like it just called my name.
Oh yeah, embroidery on the bill is like difficult to come across.
I know. I was like,
you can't get it with print on demand. You can't, and it's very difficult to get with drop shipping because, if you do drop shipping, you still need a third-party provider to actually do the customization after the regular flames and stuff. So third-party logistics companies only do so much.
Oh yeah, this was like a straight up really cool like quality. It's like $32 hat.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
They probably
sold.
chances are somebody probably actually got that drop shipped or ordered bulk off of Alibaba or something, and then actually had their own embroidery machine to do the Bitcoin in the middle, or shipped it off to a third-party logistics company that would do embroidery.
Right?
So.
Yeah. Do not know. All I know is there was like $32. I've gone to concert and spent $60 on a hat at a concert.
Whose hat is worth $60?
Insane Clown Posse. They got some they got some like custom like some like straight up like one like rare limited edition hats that are like custom embroidery on there. So I mean I go after like their high end stuff because I know that long term that's stuff like that's gonna have collectability.
Yeah.
I mean I've jaw dropped on some of the stuff that I still have and what people are willing to pay for it. I was like,
oh yeah,
what? That's like 20 times what I paid for it.
my wife doesn't have a save it. It might be collectible bone in her body.
I've got one with autographs all over it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've got if anybody knows the band Gwar. All right.
No.
So
The old school one.
old school, their original shock rock. They created shock rock that allowed the genre for Insane Clown Posse to happen. So basically I forgot where I was going with this. totally
Zombies
forgot my
March.
Huh?
Zombies March.
Oh yeah. It's like Guar's like it allowed a lot of the shock rock genre to even kind of happen, but yeah, I totally forgot where I was going with it. It's not Bitcoin related.
It's all good. Hey, drop some FAs in the chat if you think it's time for a fucking announcement already. Yo.
Oh, now I remember what I was talking about with Guar. I've got a hat that I had purchased years ago and have got a few of the band members to sign it. I got all but one member to sign it. And the lead singer, his signature is on there and he died. I haven't worn his hat since. I'm like, that just increased value of said hat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to let that signature fade away.
No. That night, I almost got on the tour bus with them all.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, God, those guys are so down to earth. Oh, my God. It's like they will get out of their they'll be done with their concert. During their concert, they've got costumes on and stuff. They get done with their concerts, and you can find them usually at their concession stand. At least one or two of them will be just sitting there, off to the side, grabbing shirts for people, chit-chatting with people, and people are oblivious that these are the band members. Because they do not recognize them out of costume. I'm the guy that's sense. Like, I was always the guy that would like recognize people's tattoos. So it started off one day. I was sitting there. That's how I got back. I almost got backstage with them. I like had the lead singer actually went and to see if the guitarist was if he was passed out or not. And then he ended up coming back and going, he's got a split migraine. He's just chilling out back there. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't want to bother him then. But I almost got all of their autographs. But I saw beefcake tattoo on the side of the calf of the one guy. It just says "Hail Beefcake," and I'm like, oh, that's one of them. I'm like that's one of them. That's Beefcake. I'm like, that is Beefcake. I'm like, and the people that I'm with are like, no, and I'm like, I walked up and I had a marker in my hand with I took my hat off. I'm like, can you sign this? And he's like, he looked at me, he just sits there, scribbles out "Hail Beefcake" on my hat. I'm like, hell yeah. And I look back and there's a guy sitting there smoking a cigar, and that was the lead singer. His stage name was Flatus. And I'm like, oh, you got to sign too, bro. And then I'm sitting here chit-chatting with all of them. I'm not even like really starstruck at this point now. I'm just like going, where'd you guys start up from? It's like you guys are like, because like the Guar wasn't even their original bands. That was like their side act that like got more traction over the years than they ever realized. And so, I'm sitting here chit-chatting, learned a lot about these guys, and that it's like these guys were so humbled by fans like myself that would recognize them out of costume. They appreciate that. They were like, that's the true fan. The people who actually recognize us just standing here. We were standing at the edge of the crowd, me and Beefcake, and just kind of sitting there chit-chatting, drinking beers. And nobody came up to us. And I'm sitting here chit-chatting with a band member. I'm like it's nothing.
That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I mean we were.
It's a good story right there. That's a good
yeah, we
story.
were sitting there chilling for like an hour while the closing bands were like getting off the stage, And me and my buddies, we almost got onto their tour bus that night if it wasn't for the one guy having a headache.
Oh man, yeah, I don't have any stories like that. Not really.
Oh god, it's like there's times there's stories that my mother was telling me from when I was really young that I was like, really? I don't remember this. This actually happened? And they're like, oh yeah. Because like my mother was signed with RCA Records back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And she had opened up for Simon and Art Garfunkel, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young when they've come into Chicago. And I've kicked it backstage with these people.
Well,
and I have I was so young, I have no memory of this happening. I'm like, damn it.
Well, the closest I have to doing anything was like that, just chilling with the talent was actually when I was working security, and I actually had to, check him in before the events and whatnot. And if they're just like bored out of their mind, or we're doing a huge crowd of people, as I'm doing whatever I was doing, we're having a conversation, and there were a few times, more than a few times, where Car Masters on Netflix, Mark Towell would frequent my former workplace, and he and I would strike up a conversation like whenever I saw him. I'm like, hey Mark, how's it going? He's like, dude, how you been? And that's as close as I got to any of that, but no, not like going on a tour bus almost. It's like almost.
Windows PCs don't like me in.
I've
What
had
about your Windows PC? Did it just die?
I said this. No, I'm trying to get it loaded, and it's not wanting to load.
I had
I
one.
haven't loaded it in a long time.
So there's a band called Gravelbone. They're like super heavy metal. Like Headbangers Ball style, like heavy metal.
I'm gonna look them up on YouTube right now. Gravel metal.
No, Gravelbone.
Gravelbone.
Yeah. They were like they used to open up for another band. They used to be their opening act for like a few years
That
to Kitty.
One word or two?
I believe it was one word.
All right, hang on.
And they used to open up for a band called Kitty. And if you guys aren't familiar with Kitty, Kitty was like a lesser known one. But they were like an all-female like death metal band. It was like pretty badass. They came out here and we were like, they played like this little hole in the wall, like little cafe by me. And like that building was stuffed. And here it is. I had like hair down to my ass crack at the time. And I'm like front row, head banging away.
Hold on.
Like,
is this them right here?
That looks like him.
Is it just me, or does the guy right here look like Paul Giamatti? You know, what, is it Paul Giamatti? I'm thinking?
They
he's
had
bald. He's always got a goatee.
It's a heavy metal thing, okay? Okay, it's a heavy metal thing, okay? So they used to open up for a band called Kitty, which is a female heavy metal band.
Okay.
And when they came out here, I was up front row, head banging away, and I ended up like lighting a joint and like handing it to them. And so they really liked me after that point, and I didn't even care. I didn't even know that they were like big name band. They were just like, I heard baller music, and I was like, I just walked into the place, paid the $5 cover charge to get in, and then just sat there and was like, and I mean, this place was tiny. And after they were done playing their set, I was standing outside, and I used to smoke. At the time, I used to smoke cigarettes. And they came up to me and they were like, we need a roadie like you to be like front row at every show we ever do. I'm like, the guy's like, you headbanged the whole time that we were playing? That's badass, bro. It's like, I will pay you to do that at every concert.
Mom always said I'd never get paid to be a headbanger.
Right, dude. I came really close.
Like Goblin Dude, he's like, dude, that looks like hot crypto mining, but with puffier cheeks. From Gravel Bone. Yeah, I guess so. Hold on. I wanna. We're not worried about anything right now. Tell me if this is them for sure.
No, that's not them.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah.
That actually didn't sound too bad. I'm like,
yeah. I do have some good taste, bro. I'm just saying, dude.
Mediocre taste.
when was Gravel Bone around?
Oh god, they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, but that sounded very 80s to 90s. You know,
they were popular in the 90s.
Okay.
Like mid to late 90s is when they were big in the scene.
Sadie's like, it sounds like Pantera.
Oh yeah, I was a huge Pantera fan. The very first song I learned how to play on guitar was Walk.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Took me
the first
months.
song I learned how to play was actually Johnny Be Good.
Not bad. Took me months to figure out Dimebag Darrell's solo to Walk. It's like you get into it like about halfway and you're like, damn it, I'm a half a step behind him. How the hell does he move his fingers faster than me? I feel like my fingers are bleeding already. Oh my god, he slid there? Ow, my fingers.
So you mentioned Daryl and Walk. So yesterday I actually learned that there's a brand new Walking Dead series called Daryl Dixon. And he apparently, I guess it's a direct sequel and spin-off because he floated and landed in France. Like he was on a boat, got thrown all overboard or something, strapped himself to a dinghy.
What up,
the
Seb?
rest of his way to France.
Series.
So the new series starts there, and I've only seen like the first episode. I'm like, holy crap! And apparently, there's another spinoff as well that's got Negan and not Molly. Is it Molly? Whatever, doesn't matter.
It's not Molly. It's the Asian dude's wife.
Yeah, Asian dude's wife.
He bashed his fucking brains in with his
Negan beat the ever living shit and had his eyeballs popping out. Everybody was sad when that happened. But now apparently it's Negan and Asian dude's wife that are the main characters in this other series. It's already got an entire season finished. Like, what the hell?
Spoiler.
I'm surprised that Walking Dead is still going on.
When Walking Dead becomes a lifestyle, you have episode or season 42. I can't keep running. I got my cane.
Well, this is the first time I've ever seen Daryl without a crossbow. He had to start without a crossbow now.
Man, you find that certain point in time, you're like,
oh, Goblin Dude says, spoiler alert, Negan kills Rick in the comic books, and that is how the series ends in the comics, at least.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because the TV show mentioned Rick, he had disappeared and never came back, as far as I'm aware. That's about when I stopped watching. It was shortly after that. And it's like, okay, he's never coming back. Also, Daryl Dixon was never in the comics? Whoa.
made for TV.
I'll tell you, Daryl Dixon's a successful character. That's for damn sure.
They had to make it for TV.
Well, I mean, when you have, one half of Boondock Saints in a TV show, and he gets his own spinoff twice. Didn't he have a spinoff with him and Carol for a minute?
No. They were just traveling in this show together.
Yeah. So apparently this is after that spinoff, and now it's just Daryl. And Sadie's like, my oldest absolutely loves The Walking Dead.
In the comic books, Carl gets blown up by a rocket launcher.
What gets boiled by a rocket launcher?
Blown up. Somebody.
Carl gets hit with a rocket launcher. That's how he dies in the comics.
That's how he dies in the comics, not by suicide.
Yeah, not by getting it.
Suicide is painless.
I'm not mistaken here. Hey, MASH is the jam.
MASH was amazing. I have a MASH shirt. I was wearing it yesterday. I've had it for so many years. I actually wore it during my first deployment, when somebody actually, when one of the staff sergeants in the Marine Corps found out, he chewed my ass out. I'm like, what? It's fucking tactical. it's this.
Okay,
it's the same color
for all
as
you
all of your other
MASH
shirts that you making me wear right now.
For all you MASH enthusiasts out there, if you call yourself a MASH enthusiast, who is the only person that was in the movie and in the series?
Can I answer that one, or are we waiting for somebody in the live chat?
You can go ahead and answer it.
It was Radio. Radio was the only one that
Radar,
was in both.
yeah, Radar O'Reilly, yeah.
I said Radio. But you knew
you
exactly
were wrong.
what I was
You were
talking about.
wrong. I could have said you were wrong.
I'm looking at the character. I see his hat and those goggle eyes, and I'm like, that's Radio. With pure conviction.
Did you know that he had a birth defect?
What was that?
If you ever noticed, at any point in time, his one hand was always at least behind a clipboard or in his pocket.
Thank you, Sadie, for the happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, old man.
Right?
Hey, thanks.
His
Anyway,
one hand
the
was
reason
actually smaller.
I don't know if that was Radar. I think that
Yes.
was actually the
Nope.
Colonel.
Nope.
One of the Colonels actually had something
Radar
going
O'Reilly.
on.
It was it always struck me weird that he would always make sure he had his one hand behind a clipboard. He was very conscientious of the fact that he had this issue. He was one of the most kindest people that you'll ever freaking meet, bro. I met him outside of one of his charity events. Oh my God, he would sit there and stand there and like chit chat with you for a few moments, and then like he's like, I gotta go. I love the conversation. Thank you so much. I mean, so polite, dude. Oh my God. The world needs more Radar O'Reillys.
That's true. That's true.
And we need to learn how to clone a McKell.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'm just saying. I tossed that one in there for you.
Probably break the universe.
I know it would be too much.
I don't know. I actually saw
epicness being done at one time. You'd be like, oh God,
I saw
it's
a
unbalanced.
clip of a documentary, and I don't remember if I shared it in the Discord. Let me check. Probably in the meme section, just because there's no better place to put shit. Yep.
Yes, Goblin. In the army now with Pauly Shore. Yes, epic. Epic laughs.
No, there was another one, but no. So, how they were talking about 3D printing meat and all sorts of other foods. Well, now they're also talking about and actually growing meat in a lab. And what's crazy is that in this documentary, they're actually growing human meat, because out of all the meats in the world, scientifically and medically speaking, we know more about human meat than anything else. And it's like, wait a minute. This is a documentary about growing meat for food harvesting, and you're talking about human meat? Excuse me. This is how people end up getting sick.
And YouTube's algorithm has just buried this video.
People get sick and they start having like shakes, and things don't work right. Anyway, I'm just like, really, out of all the meats you could have grown, that's what you chose? And it's just like regular meat. There's not meat on the bone. It's just like a huge log of fucking meat.
Yep.
That long. I'm
Hey,
like, there
man.
isn't a muscle in the body that's that big.
Okay. Star Trek. Do you like it or hate it?
I mean, as far as the movies or the TV series,
Doesn't
or
matter.
any of the TV series.
The general concept of it. Let's just say the general
It's
general
entertaining.
concept of what
It's
they have
entertaining.
going on. Okay. So, how do they create food?
I don't remember. Most likely
They have
laser.
synthesizers.
Yeah.
They would use electricity. And these machines would like take the electricity and gather all the molecules it needed to complete chains, and it would synthesize it right there for you. A bowl that's piping hot of exactly what you were looking for.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. There was actually a documentary
it's
where
like at some point in
Shatner-
time, somebody had to start making synthetic meats somehow.
Right. Out of all the synthetic meats you would make, why human? Why grow human tissue?
If it's the
That's
one
not
that
for
you've been
medical purposes,
if it's
but
the one
for edible purposes.
if it's the one that you've studied the longest.
Yeah, that's what
You're
they
gonna
say.
you're gonna do it to the easiest thing first, your quote unquote control.
Still. I mean, in the documentary, he's like, "Have you tried eating it?" They're like, "Yeah, it's delicious." Just like... Anyway.
Yeah.
But
No.
William Shatner actually was, I think he did a documentary or a behind the scenes thing. And the only reason I know this was because when I was caregiving for a Vietnam vet, he was actually friends with Shatner before he passed. And Shatner's still around, but my Vietnam vet that I was caregiving for, he passed. So Shatner actually had done like some behind the scenes documentary thing, and
Dio
it
Cedric,
was
what up?
looking into how crazy were Star Trek fans, like how out there were they, and they're looking at the science behind it and trying to figure out how to actually make this science fiction, science reality and whatnot. And Shatner's entire perception of his fan base changed during the whole filming process. And he's like, I thought they were just a bunch of, crazy people with no lives, but no, these are engineers, they're scientists, they're, Star Trek inspired them to become, what they are and actually build the things that used to be science fiction.
Right, now we have a laser program.
Now we have straight up DEWs. Now this video will never be found on YouTube.
Right. You said it. I'm gonna come back tomorrow morning. This channel will be deleted. When we get back in the morning and it's deleted that we got too close to the sun.
that or our house is incinerated for no reason whatsoever.
Right. There's like 4 new fires.
Oh shit! I should have painted the ceiling white.
No, the roof blue.
No, blue or white, because the blue reflects the color, so does the white, but the white actually reflects more. But when it comes to the blue and the white, apparently the laser is.
Hey
more,
man, all we know is that the houses in
using
Maui
blue light.
that had blue roofs did not get destroyed. I'm just saying.
Exactly. But when it comes to the principle of why, white is also a great repellent of the DEW. The laser, they're death rays. House, chairs, cars. Yep. Paint them all blue or white.
Right.
Do not forget that 1940 we had discovered hologram technology. That's actually true. Not only did we have hologram technology, but I actually found
it wasn't to the extent of what you saw in Star Trek, but it was the first time that we were able to take a flat image and pop it out a little bit.
All right, so check this out. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but the Manual of Free Energy Devices and Systems by D.A. Kelly, Volume 2. In it, one of them, they talk about Schauberger's model of flying saucers. Like they had technology for flying saucers. Like,
oh god, I wish I had.
I
wish I had it. So somebody, okay, so you know about the the supposed alien body in Mexico?
Oh yeah, what about that crap?
So somebody already memed it.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but somebody already memed it, and I almost like, I laughed a little bit.
Yeah. Well, what was the meme?
It's all cake.
It looked like it.
Oh no! Somebody like
cut, it was something baked in a fucking oven.
They somebody sat there and put it in, and they like cut it open. They made a cake to look like it. I was like, oh my god, dude, that is awesome.
So yeah, apparently the UFO technology.
Cedric's like, did I hear alien? Where? I want to believe.
The flying saucer technology, right there, uses electromagnets. It's all right there. It was, and I haven't even begun to read all the interesting stuff in here. You know, these are all patents. Fun rabbit hole type stuff.
Right.
Cedric, I want to believe. Goblin Dude says, aliens do not exist. Aleister Crowley said, and I quote, today you call them angels and demons, tomorrow you will call them something else. It looks like a saucer drawn by
his niece.
Drawn by my niece. Yeah, you know, I mean, I was watching a video of somebody that actually replicated it, and it's just like, yeah, this shit fucking floats. I'm like, damn. But, I mean, what can you do with fishing string, you know, invisible wires and shit like that? Make anything look like it's real. So, I mean, what better way than to experiment? You know, figure it out for yourself. See if it actually works. But yeah, Glock looks like a flying bell. Yeah,
took me a second to find it.
Is that cake?
No, that's the alien.
Oh, that's supposedly the alien.
Yeah. That's this is the alien, supposed alien in Mexico.
Yeah, he's got ET's head, but he's got shelves for a fucking hip.
Well, it's like a mummy. So it's probably a little dehydrated. Just add water.
Here's the crazy thing, okay? Here we are like, oh, aliens are real. Dude, I freaking heard like back in 2008, 2009 that they were planning a false alien attack. It's all fake. I mean, if you know, space travel were true, why do the SpaceX rockets keep blowing up on the firmament? They never go past it. I'm just saying. It's the body of a child, debunked years ago. It doesn't surprise me at all. Cough. Project Bluebeam. Cough. Yeah. But see, here's the thing. UFO does not mean alien. It means unidentified flying object, which means if it's flying and you don't know what the fuck it is, it's a UFO. It does not mean alien. And even then, think about this. I love what you said earlier. Cedric Crispin, he said, did I hear alien? Nope, that's not the one. Where is it? Goblin Dude, he says, aliens do not exist. Aleister Crowley said, and I quote, today you will call them angels and demons, tomorrow you will call them something else. All right. Think about this. What did you call dinosaurs before 1841 when the word dinosaur was invented?
Okay, I found the cake one.
That's funny. So, Brian, question. What do you call a dinosaur before 1841 when the word dinosaur didn't exist? What did you call it?
I have no idea.
We called them dragons. No shit. There's Egyptian hieroglyphics and ancient hieroglyphics and temples and shit and pottery that have drawings of dragons. But if you look at the dragon, it looks like a dadgum freaking dinosaur. Long neck, long tailed dinosaurs, Patasaurus and shit like that.
It's all cake though. It's
like a
all
T-Rex.
cake.
That is hilarious. I love that cake. That cake is amazing.
It looks like strawberry. Mm.
Right. Well, Cedric, here's a fun thing. He said we should focus on our own planet, but we keep destroying it slowly but surely. You're not wrong, but part of the reason is they're not letting you travel beyond their control.
You see, Mahatma Gandhi said it the best. He's like, the people are stupid. And the people vote for other stupid people. So over time, only the stupid people get into power because the stupid people voted for them.
Yeah. But before we're completely censored by YouTube, I think Jesse Ventura said it best. We should have on our voting, polls or whatnot, at the bottom, none of the above. And we shouldn't list by party. You shouldn't, Democrat, Republican, none of that. Because if you know nothing about them, you can just say Democrat, 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 or you can say Republican, 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 down the whole damn ticket. If it was just names, you'd actually have to know what the fuck they stand for. And if you don't like anybody, at the bottom right there, none of the above. And how many people would actually lose to none of the above? I mean, we got a dadgum dog that's the fucking mayor, and what
What
state?
if you could control the web with your
Oh, hold on here.
Human beings lost to the dog. I'm gonna look that one up. Dog is mayor.
Because democracy basically means
A dog has been the mayor of this town for 8 years.
government.
Here, I'm gonna screen share it.
Hold on here.
No.
Hold on.
Of the
Boom.
people,
Ah,
for the
okay,
people.
you first. I was like
Yes.
trying to slow you up, but go ahead.
No, the dog has been mayor of this town for 8 years. All right, Mighty Dog Mueller, Maximus Mighty Dog Mueller, is the mayor of Idlewild, California.
This is the stupid shit that retards vote for.
And it's not just Idlewild. There's other places that have also voted for dogs because they had no faith in the people.
Right. And this is what I'm gonna pull up right here is gonna go along with what that's all about.
Do it. Do it.
But the people are retarded.
Oh, this wasn't the whole one. Oh,
You didn't share the sound.
no, I wasn't sharing it with you. I was sharing it with the people, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the full video. Ah! It's not what I was wanting.
Yeah, I don't know why you're trying to do it that way.
Because it's easier
screen
for
share.
me. Screen share doesn't particularly work when you have 3 monitors going. And
Poor thing.
you've got one. It's the way that OBS pulls it. So you have to watch it through YouTube. Hold on.
Tough-ish.
I'll post the link.
Hold on,
But seriously, think about the kind of changes that would happen if most people lost to nobody because there was no faith in the people running. How many of them would change their policies instead of saying, "Oh, I won because my platform was better"? They think they keep on doing it the right way, because the people voted for them. Well, if you lost to nobody, then something's wrong with your platform. Fucking fix it and run again. Crispin, sorry to bring in another controversial topic, but is climate change real or not now? Because, we're literally cooking and flooding nowadays.
No, all this stuff was happening beforehand. It's just that we have more of a media sensation behind all the events. The record temperatures were not very far off from when I remember when I was like 12, 13 years old in the early 90s. We had a massive heat wave that came through then. And, in Chicago, there was fire warnings, which, it's like you couldn't even throw a cigarette out the window without lighting somebody's front lawn on fire. And nobody was sitting there screaming about any climate change or anything like that.
The world wasn't as connected. It was happening locally. You didn't know anything that was happening across the world in Spain, France, Germany, fucking Russia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have the news sensationalizing a weather pattern that happens whether we're here or not. People don't the people don't sit there, and the climate alarmists won't tell you that during the dinosaur era, the average temperature of the planet was actually 10 degrees hotter. And we had 40 times more volcanic activity.
We had more trees and oxygen.
No. But one volcano going off produces more byproducts that are just as bad or worse than a car than in an entire country in 10 years. It will do in a single month. So it's like sitting there and going, we're going to complain about less than 1% of the pollution making.
Because if they don't complain about something and enforce some sort of new mandate or law or something, then they're not making a change in their platform. They're like, you should vote for me because I put this bill in place.
But it is not even scientifically proven that any of the policies have ever worked. And all the numbers that they pull out are a rounding error.
They can run on the platform that they did something.
Right. And now we see where California is and how well that got them. What's the carbon footprint of poop?
Dude, the fact that they're having a war against carbon dioxide. If you have a war against carbon, stop breathing.
They're having a war.
Carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons. That's what you need to be worried about when you're talking about cars and combustible gases and shit like that. Not carbon dioxide.
And, and instead of sitting there and worrying about hydrocarbons are only present because of the inefficiency of the motor itself. A motor is only 30% efficient. Doesn't matter what fuel breathes down it. Does not matter. It's 30%.
That reminds me.
30% efficiency out of it. And it does not matter what anybody tries to claim on it. That's in where the big problem lies. Your top tier race cars are about 38 to about 45% efficient.
So there was so the world's largest deposit of lithium may have been discovered inside a U.S. supervolcano. So now, check this out. They're probably going to try to start mining this volcano for the
Good
lithium.
luck.
Never mind the fact that mining for the lithium for batteries is destroying the fucking environment where they're mining. But it's for
And they don't allow slave labor here, so those batteries will be way too expensive, so nobody will ever do it. Unless that's what all the migrant workers are for.
Yeah, according to a study conducted by Lithium Americas, which hypothesizes that the McDermott caldera contains 20 to 40 million metric tons of lithium. And Lithium Americas stock surged more than 7% on Monday after the study was published.
No, you want to know what that is? I smell bullshit. You want to know why? We're in debt up to our fucking eyeballs. We need to justify that we don't owe as much as we do.
Well, good luck with that, considering what they give you is a Federal Reserve note, which is a debt note to pay off debt. Which makes
But if they
zero fucking
value
sense.
if
It's
they
not real
value
money.
the assets on hand like that, this is what, okay, so let me put it this way. Venezuela's entire economy is based upon the oil that has never been drilled out of the ground.
I mean, that's the U.S.'s strategy. That's why they were trying to buy oil from Saudi Arabia instead of mining from Alaska and Texas.
No, they're trying to base the economy on those assets that are landlocked, so that they can produce endless amounts of money. They're trying to devalue it by saying that this other stuff has value. Prove to me that there's that much metric tons.
Oh, so you're saying the lithium
doesn't
study was made to devalue Venezuela's oil?
No, to devalue our own currency by allowing them to pull more debt. How can you prove that there's that much metric tons of lithium in a volcano?
Well, how do you prove the Big Bang Theory? Oh, that's right, you can't.
Well, there are signs, but you can't definitively know. They find in the walls of a volcano some lithium. And now they deduct that it must be tons of it in the volcano itself. Right. Go ahead and poke a hole in that and see how far that gets you.
I'm trying to. What does anybody? Okay, you know how I was watching a video and it was a very simple explanation. Like if you have a bunch of kids on the little merry-go-round thing and whatnot, they're going really fast, and it goes so fast that the kids lose the grip and they fly off. Whatever direction the merry-go-round is spinning, the kids will spin in the same direction when they fly away. And I forget what that law is called, but it's some. I think it's like some centrifugal force law or something. I don't remember, but basically, that is how it works. Like if something is spinning in this direction and a part of it breaks off, it continues to spin in that direction as it breaks off because the inside is rotating at a slower rate than the outside. And so since the outside is spinning faster, it continues that same turn as the rest of it. Anyway,
Cedric is wondering why the furry one is so quiet.
Conservation of momentum. Thank you. Let me look it up real quick.
I'm working on stuff.
All right.
He doesn't like to tell anybody what he's working on.
Not necessarily.
Even whenever I try to get out of him, I get like portions of it, and I have to kind of like understand him, and then sometimes I understand what project he's working on, and then there's just other times he's already done the project, and I'm like, man, I wanted to help, but you didn't give me a chance.
No help for you.
I like to do stuff and things. Somebody doesn't like to allow other people to have fun.
I like to do stuff.
I like to do stuff. I like that. I like to work hard.
I do stuff good.
Right?
Anyway,
I do stuff real good.
So if you think about this, okay, now think about this. If you have the conservation of momentum, okay, things are spinning in one direction. So you have the entire galaxy spinning in one direction. You have the sun and the planets spinning in one direction. And the moon's spinning in one direction, okay? Because they all spun from something bigger, okay? Why are a couple of the planets in our solar system spinning in the opposite direction?
Magnetic pole. It's like gearing in a transmission. The relationship
Conservation of momentum. We already established that the inside.
Right,
is
until you
traveling-
have an active
So
force
you're
that's
saying
the other way.
If they're both spinning, you're saying something can make it spin the other way. How? Because it's not magnetism.
I forget what I forget what's all in detail to force it to go the other way, other than like a collision. That's what I would think.
I can see a collision working because if you were actually to spin a bouncing ball and it spins as it hits the ground, it will spin the opposite direction.
You put a little
when it
English
bounces.
on it. Yeah, you put a little English on it.
spin on it. Put a little nasty on it, and it'll spin. It'll go faster. Or
It'll
put a little
kick
backspin
another
on it,
opposite.
and
It'll kick, but when
go the
it
other way.
hits, it'll have the opposite force on the other one. So if they hit
But
and they're spinning, they will
if we're
kick
talking
in
about
the other
entire
way.
planets, if we're talking about something the size of entire planets colliding, okay, all right.
When they were younger, absolutely. When they were younger,
it would break apart into smaller pieces.
right? Think about early universe.
So
They were big
saying-
enough. They were big enough to hold orbit, and they gave up part of themselves in that process. But the solar system was still collecting and making planets, and that
Well,
caused.
that's a great theory.
It is. It is. 100%, man. That's just my.
Great theory.
It's stoner logic, man.
But see, that's the thing. Theory is different than law. We have the law of gravity. We are teaching the law of gravity, and we can replicate in scientific method, proving the law of gravity is real.
But you can also prove.
But when
physics.
it comes to the theory of the Big Bang or the theory of evolution, you can't prove either one of them, but they're still being preached as gospel in the educational system.
Because there's no other rebuttal to it.
That they want you to listen to.
I wouldn't even go that far. I don't go down the whole rabbit hole of unprovable conspiracies. So I go down, it's like the best ideas would win with that fundamental idea until a better concept comes up that shows itself to be more plausible than current teachings. There's no reason to take, there would have to be more evidence than the evidence that we already have to disprove something.
All right, give me 1 second, because
and I'm not smart enough to make the arguments myself. If you're trying to pull up data, I'm no scientist that would know some of these studies a little bit better and be able to talk the lingo right.
I don't know the information about this stuff.
Right? I do not possess enough information. I lightly took.
I read something but I don't understand it.
Well, it's not that I don't understand it. It's just that it was a small interest, so the retention of knowledge is not there. The interest part is there, but the retention of knowledge smoked away.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Interesting way of describing the situation.
Right. Wait until you get a little older, dude. Man, I'm gonna be keeping ripping these jokes. We got them all night. You old
All right.
fart.
So
Don't hurt yourself. You might not be able to sit back up properly. Getting old.
So John
over there.
Germain says, in the southern hemisphere, cyclones and toilets flush spin the other way. That is
Yes.
correct. People in the Navy will actually attest to that. They've actually watched it change directions mid-flush.
Gravity has a bigger effect than what people
flushing
think.
water.
That'd be pretty wild to witness.
Yeah. Let's see. There was another one.
Grandpa always
Yeah,
talked about
So
the
here's a
water
fun thing. So
flushing
in
opposite
the
It
Atlantic,
does. It's really weird to watch a toilet that like naturally flushes the other way. And you're like, I
I
don't
always
feel like I'm
never
at
believed
home.
him, but then as like we progressed into the new age, YouTube happened, and people could video this and like show you like for real life across the pond. You're like, oh shit, the water does spin the other way.
Yep, 100%.
That old man was right.
Soon as you get on the other side of that equator, it starts spinning backwards.
all right. Let me see if I can.
Or is it spinning
Nope, he's not
frontwards?
letting
We
me.
spin backwards.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Let's ask
Let
somebody in the
me-
future.
Go to.
Can't ask Chris. He's in the past.
Right.
I'm in the past. Oh, you guys are hilarious. All right.
Oh, we're present.
No, I cannot. I gotta get creative with this because the screenshot's not letting me edit. All right. Expand. All right. So I'm going to draw this. You guys keep doing what you're doing.
Goblin. It's like, I had a case of Brian Fogg yesterday, and I'm younger than Mikkel. Oh boy. It happens quick, bro. It happens quick. At first, it starts off slowly, and then it's suddenly. And then you try to hold it together, and you're in denial for many years. And then at some point, I think you just give up. And then you just start having fun with it after a few more years. And then you just stop caring that other people know that the problem exists. And you become a lot happier. But that's probably when you're in your 70s. Good luck.
All right.
Once you've
So this
accepted
is
your fate.
not to scale by any means.
What was that, Mikkel?
So that's once you've accepted your fate.
Right, yeah.
All right, so this
Now
isn't to
it's gonna
scale by
happen.
any means, but basically this is the water current. Okay, if you were to be at the beach in California, the water is much colder than the beach in North Carolina, and the water currents right here show you why. Okay, now
Thanks.
on the East Coast, in the Atlantic, they call them hurricanes, and they actually travel in the same direction. Like the storm travels in the same direction. On the West Coast, in the Pacific, they're actually called typhoons. The hurricane-sized storms are called typhoons. Ignore what the news media is called.
So
Hurricane
you got
Hillary.
hit with a typhoon or a hurricane?
We got hit with a typhoon, but the retards at the weather station didn't know what to call it. So they said, hey, what does the East Coast say? Oh, they say hurricanes? We're going to say hurricane too, because they're fucking retarded. But those storms flow in the opposite direction. So it's
Yep.
it's interesting, enough to say the least. Anyway, fun side note. I'm done.
Yeah, it was really weird to see a toilet go the other way for the very first time. You're like you look at it and you're like stare at it and you're like, I've never stared so intently at a flush before. I'm amazed by this. I'm gonna go ahead and flush this one more time.
Public schools and colleges are now indoctrination centers. Yes, that is true. That's true.
Right, and if you're
pollywogs and
sending your
shellbacks.
kids there, you're complacent with it.
Yeah, that unfortunately is the truth. I mean, if there was ever a case for homeschooling, if you want your kids to actually have a decent education, then you need to fucking homeschool them, because
Right.
the public school system is
Has
shit.
failed you. Has absolutely failed. You have, what is it, Oregon? I think it was Oregon. People can fact check me if they would like. But they've gotten rid of the math, reading, and writing skills test, stating that it needed to be more inclusive. So they're basically stating that people of color aren't smart enough to do reading, writing, and math. So your core basic functions of society, you're trying to say that people of color are incapable of testing high enough in order to pass these subjects. Is wild. Absolutely wild.
Also, being the fact they don't really teach it. It's crazy subject.
Yeah. And they're like finding like a huge insurgence of, and it's not just Hispanics or blacks in the ghettos. They're finding that overall, kids growing up in the bad ghettos, a lot of them can't read and write, and it doesn't matter what color skin they got. Not saying that all of them are like that. It's just that they're starting to see a big uptick of kids that are like way behind on their teachings.
2 years. Interesting.
Oh yeah, Goblin is like
Guys, smash the like button.
I'm
been an
starting
hour
to
and
think
30
that
minutes.
I might have only been
Yeah, sure.
half correct on the hurricane versus typhoon. Typhoons are, I guess, more towards, like, the further you go towards the Asian islands, that's when they start being called typhoons. Once you get past the Asian islands towards, like, the Alaska, America, that's when they change their name to hurricanes. But still, Pacific, that's where the typhoons are. And cyclones are actually in the southern hemisphere, and they spin in the opposite direction. So, I don't know. Learn something new every day.
John Jermaine, 60% of students at Tucson High School failed math SAT. I could believe that these days.
All right. So, for anybody curious, that is a video of, cyclone, typhoon, hurricane, whatnot.
Learning stuff.
Hey, full conviction, and at least I had the decency to look it up to prove my point. And if I was
Right.
proven wrong, it's like, oh, well, hey, there you go. Look, this is what I just learned. Goblin Dudes FA. Yeah, it's time for an announcement. It's like 8:33 my time. That means it's like 11:30 Eastern.
Like
I think
10:30
it's
over
definitely
here.
time for an announcement.
Oh yeah.
Let's get some FAs in the chat, guys.
Need a lot of them. Need a lot of them.
Come on, Jean Germain. Come on, Sadie. Goblin Dude.
Let's
Yes.
go. FA go.
Who else we got in here? Seb. Yo. Ladies and gentlemen, DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Yo.
Guys,
That
thank
is
you so
right.
much for being here. We had a blast talking about goddamn everything.
Right.
With
Definitely
stuff
off the
and
road.
things
Rails.
and things and stuff.
Right. This is how you do
Yeah,
a
Don't
long-term
forget stuff and
hodl.
things.
This is how you do a long-term hodl. You just stack it and you forget about it and you have great conversation. And it does, and you don't. You're not stressed out.
Oh, Goblin
That's how
Dude
you
wants to know
engage a long-term hodl strategy. Oh,
Goblin Dude wants to know if they're going to see one of the Chonkins tomorrow, Nem.
so my last live stream, the wife brought in one of our chunkins is going all broody on us. So we're trying to break her of her broodiness, and like she brought her into the house, and as soon as she got into the house, she flew across the living room and landed on my shoulder.
This is a perfect perch.
Right, be like, I know this guy, I love him.
He always brings me food.
He brings the good treats.
Do they let you like
Brings
stroke their head or
Oh yeah,
scratch their chest? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
They're
Oh
like
yeah.
pets. They're big giant pets. That's awesome. So, Mikkel, what's going on tomorrow?
You know, a little this, a little that, a little live streaming in the morning, 9 o'clock, cool standard time. This is when I'll be going live in the morning for a good morning, miners. And then, of course, right after me, we got our boy Serpent, who'll be going live directly after at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. And then after that, I think it's open for about an hour. And then Rabbit will be going live around noon? Around noon, I think,
Okay.
is the lineup, because Panda is still on vacation. He took a month-long vacation out of the country, so he's been
Where did he go?
no,
He wasn't open on that.
not publicly.
He's like, I'm not
Yeah.
telling you because I don't need you guys coming and hogging my vacation.
Yeah. So he's been gone, been chilling, enjoying vacation. He since showed some crazy food pictures on Twitter the other day. Looked really good. Yeah. Pretty cool.
All right. And then we got Mining After Dark.
Yep. Tomorrow night we do. At 8 o'clock, guys. Cool standard time in the evening. So 8 o'clock p.m. Then
Wait.
at like
Seb's just said
8:45
that Red got his
goes live.
visa hacked.
Yeah, he got a visa that he only used on vacation to America and on the trip he's in now. And someone hacked it. Like $1,000 some bucks, I think he said it was.
Damn.
Yeah.
So 8 p.m. Cool Standard Time for Mining After Dark and 6
Yep.
p.m. Pacific Standard. So yeah. Today was a great live stream, man. I'm just satisfied.
He's satisfied.
Mm.
So satisfied.
Mm.
Ah. Where's Gundy with his voice sound effects?
Right.
Mm. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
My dad was showing me. My dad was showing me his chickens are laying eggs now. So
Chickens.
yeah, very happy about that.
Chickens. Gosh. Yeah.
Mikkel, where are you going, man?
Everywhere but his chair.
I know.
To another computer that's right here that I'm installing Windows on.
Right. Well, guys, smash that like button if you haven't already. Go ahead and subscribe as well. Join us in the Discord down below in the description. It's free to come hang out with us whenever you want in the Discord. And definitely tune in tomorrow morning, as Mikkel was saying. Tune in tomorrow night for Mining After Dark. And yeah, get your DogeLord coffee while you can before I close down the limited editions merch for Conceal and everyone else. And also, coffee subscriptions will be the only things still operational once I close the site to the public again. So get it while you can, guys. Not much longer. I'm totally focusing on solar right now. So yeah, like having the coffee running is just for you guys. So if nobody capitalizes on it, it's going the way of the dodo. Absolutely, Sebs. Absolutely. So, real quick, let me grab the link for anybody that's looking for it. All right, I'm good to go, man. Like I'm talked out.
Oh yeah.
Unless we got any other conspiracy fun stuff to talk about.
Oh no, dude, I'm tired as all get out. I'm ready to go to bed.
Has anybody heard whether Trump's still in prison, or did he? Was it just jail, or was it just a photo, or what? I haven't been paying attention to anything.
It was just a photo for as far as I know.
Yeah.
A mugshot and he went home.
Yeah.
Because, he's such a threat.
To the establishment.
Right. Now you got states trying to figure out how they're going to take him off the ballot.
And what was it, Colorado?
Yeah, there's like 5 states that are gonna try to take him off the ballot now.
People are gonna write him in.
They're counting on people being inherently lazy. What's up, DogeLord?
DogeLord. So awesome to see so many OGs come back today. That was awesome.
Right.
Yeah, Mexican Charlie Lee was here. The very beginning. Got the DogeLord. And then we got everybody else. We got Nerd. We got Flying Brian, Goblin Dude, Sadie sometimes, Sebs, John Germain, Cedric. I think I'm going to start repeating names now. Guys, you're all FA.
Like, my cat has a mustache. Oh, yes.
All right, guys. I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, yeah. Mikkel's building a computer. I'm ready for bed. You're done
Thanks.
chit chatting. You got anything else to add, Mikkel?
No, Windows sucks.
We all know that. We all know that.
Well, that is all.
All right. All right. With that being said, thank you everybody for being here. All that good stuff. Definitely smash that lizard like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Discord. Links down below. It's free to join, guys. If you want to sit there and kind of help out behind the scenes, we do have Patreon. Helps us do what we do each and every week with you awesome people out there. So at least, if you're new here, you've made it this far, at least join the Discord. Links down below. Thank you everybody for being here. Peace out. Stay savage, and we'll see you on the next one. Yo.
Later.
Stay fucking awesome, guys.
Yeah.